Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Zay, and today I'm going to be predicting books that I think are going to be 5-star reads. This is such a fun video series that I'm going to be doing on my channel where every few months I'm going to be predicting 5-star books, and we're going to try to read as many as I can in that 3-month span. Then I'm going to come back here, update, and we're going to do another round. So very excited about this. I think it's very interesting to see what books are going to be 5 stars and why it didn't turn out to be a 5-star. I think that's so interesting. I'm really interested in why this book worked for me versus this book working for me and what exactly works, didn't work. I like it. So excited to see kind of how that goes throughout the year. So this is going to be for January through March. Then we're going to do April, May, June, July, August, September, and then October, November, and December. So obviously we're like a good way into January, almost into February. So most of these books are going to be, well, okay, I'll just explain. I have this kind of broken up in new releases, and then I'm going to have another section of just a mix of books. I really want to prioritize backlist books, and I'm looking at my list here. There's not a lot of backlist books. A lot of these came out last year, so it's fine, but I do want to prioritize backlist reads. That's very important to me because there's so many backlist books that I just haven't read yet, and it's a shame because like I know that they're good because I read so many good books last year that were backlist books. I didn't read as many, but I definitely want to read more of that this year. So anyway, let's just get right into the video. I have 6 books here in each category. I'm going to start out with some new releases. So the first new release, now I do want to throw out there, obviously, I'm really excited for Crescent City 3. That's a lot to put on the book, right? That book is not on my list, but obviously that book is like I'm predicting will be a 5-star, but I'm also very nervous for that book at the same time. So lots of emotions, lots of things, but anyway, that's not one of my 6 books, but in this category, but whatever. So the first book is Bride by Ali Hazelwood, which comes out February 6th. I actually have an arc of this in the ALC from Penguin Random House Audio. Thank you to them for providing me with an complimentary audiobook. So I'm so excited for Ali Hazelwood's first paranormal romance. I actually read Love Theoretically like at the end of last year. I really loved that book. I haven't read a book by Ali Hazelwood since her little 3 novellas came out, and they were all the same, and I was like, I think I'm done with Ali Hazelwood. But then I read Love Theoretically and I loved it. And so I'm really excited for Bride. This one has really good reviews. I just know this is like paranormal, vampire. That's all I know. Vampires, paranormal. That's all I need to know. Ali Hazelwood. Obviously, like the small big thing is probably going to work here in her favor because it's paranormal romance. I'm really excited about it, and I cannot wait to get to this one. I hope I can get to this one very soon before it comes out, but we'll see. Definitely let y'all know like on Instagram or something, which by the way, make sure you're following me, Witty Reads, on Instagram. I love to have you there. I do post very consistently on there. But anyways, let's move on. So the second book is Serpentine Valentine by Gianna Darling. This comes out on the 8th, February 8th. I'll be getting an arc of this one as well from Valentine PR. So excited. Thank you so much, Valentine PR. But I'm really excited for this book. This is her first sapphic romance. It's dark academia. Let me see if I can pull up any of the other tropes. This is a Medusa retelling. I knew it was something else to it, but I was really excited. I'm so excited for this one. This is obviously Gianna Darling's first sapphic romance, and I'm just really excited to read it. I can't wait to check it out. This is going to be so good. I just have a really good feeling about it. And I really think that I'm going to end up giving it 5 stars. I really love Gianna Darling's writing, and her books just pull me in instantly. She does such a good job at just really like pulling you into the story, keeping your attention, even though she does write pretty long books. I love the romance. They're usually kind of slow burn, angsty, and I really enjoy that. And so, and of course, they're steamy and just a good time with really good writing. Okay, then we have A Love Song for Ricky Wilde by Tia Williams. This book comes out on February 6th. I haven't read 7 Days in June, but I really want to. But I'll probably get to this one before I get to 7 Days in June. So this is her second book. I know people love 7 Days in June by her. This one has like magical realism in it. I think the setting is in New York. This book just sounds like it's really good, and obviously this cover is just stunning, honestly, like unbelievably beautiful. So I'm really excited for this one. I can't wait to check it out. I've heard really good things about Tia Williams' writing. A lot of people, including Kennedy Ryan, has said that if you like me, then you'll like Tia Williams. So that aspect of it makes me think that I'm really gonna love it. It's gonna be a 5-star. I know people really love 7 Days in June, so I have high hopes, and I'm just really thinking that this is gonna be a 5-star and a new favorite for me. Then we have Into the Dark by Jessa Hastings. This comes out on February 13th. She just kind of break our hearts like the day before Valentine's Day. Why not? This is the last book with Magnolia and BJ, and I am devastated. I am so sad. I think it's very interesting that we're getting more books that Daisy hates than Magnolia and BJ's story, but this is the ending of their story, and I am just scared. Scared. If you know how Long Way Home ended, then you know we have every right to be afraid. But one thing that Jessa Hastings does for me, even though she puts me through turmoil, her books just work for me. Her writing, I just really connect with it. I love it. I'm so invested in Magnolia and BJ's story. I've given every book in the Magnolia Park series specifically 5 stars. Okay, I've given the first book 5 stars. I gave Long Way Home 5 stars. And I think that I'm going to definitely be giving this one 5 stars because I'm just so invested in the characters. Her writing is just so beautiful and compelling. And it's just one of the most unique writing styles that I've ever read before, because there really isn't a plot with Magnolia and with Magnolia's story. Honestly, Daisy Hicks and the entire Magnolia Parks universe, there's really not a plot. It's just very character driven. And I just think that that is so interesting. And the way that she writes Magnolia's story, which is kind of like breaking, is it the third wall or the fourth wall? Breaking like the fourth wall, where she's speaking to like the audience, to the readers. I think that that is so interesting, while I'm still able to connect with her and like really get in her head and understand everything about her character. I just think that balance is so unique, and it just shows how Jessa Hastings is so talented. So I'm really excited. I'm scared. Okay, I really hope Magnolia and BJ get their happy ending. I don't know if they are, but I hope so. So I know a lot of us Magnolia Parks fans are so excited, and I've also seen some early reviews for this one as well, and it has some really good reviews. So we have This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. This book comes out March 5th. So I actually have an arc to this one. I've had it since 2023, but I've just been waiting for the right time. I have to be in the right mood for Kennedy Ryan book. Not because I'm scared she's gonna break my heart, but I mean, she puts me in a book slump. I'm just gonna be honest, because there's no one else like Kennedy Ryan. There's nobody else. She's my favorite romance author. There's nobody else like her. Like, how do you move on? What do you read after a Kennedy Ryan book? Every single time I've read a book by her, I've been like, just staring at the wall, like, what do I read now? What compares to this? Nothing. So I just haven't really been ready for that, because I have so many books that I want to read, but I do think that I'm going to read this one probably in February. This is following Soledad, which she is really good friends with our heroine from Before I Let Go, so I'm excited for this one. I don't know what all to expect. I've tried to keep away from any spoilers or anything like that. We do know a little bit about Soledad's story, but it's been quite a long time since I've actually read Before I Let Go, so I don't quite remember everything, but I'm excited to read it, and I have no doubt this is going to be 5 stars for me. And the last book of the new releases is The Other Side of Disappearing by Kate Clayborn. It comes out on March 26th. So I love Kate Clayborn. She is so underrated, okay? Like, if you have not read Kate Clayborn before, I highly recommend it. And if you don't mind your books being on the lower spice side, I don't care about that. I read books of all different kind of spice levels. But Kate Clayborn is such a, I don't know how to explain it. Her writing is just so easy for me to read, but every single time I've read one of her books, I really connect with it. I feel very like connected to her stories. The characters are kind of going through something that I'm going through in that moment. I think that's very interesting. But she's such a really great writer. I don't really know how to explain her writing. I think if you like Emily Henry, if you like Ashley Paulson, I think you'll like Kate Claiborne. She's kind of in that same vein, in my opinion. She just kind of has that same kind of writing style, and she does a good job of balancing everything out. Her books are a little bit on the emotional side. They're a little bit quirky, but like in a very relatable way. I just think she writes very relatable books. But this book is very different. I'm actually gonna read because when I posted a post on Instagram like in December of my 24 anticipated books, and I included this one, and I was so surprised by when I found out what this book is about. Two documentary podcasters, two sisters, drive across the country to unravel the mystery of a notorious conman who ran away with their mother in this timely, moving, modern love story about intimacy and truth-telling in the digital age. From the acclaimed author of Georgie All Along, love that one, and Love Lettering, really love Love Lettering as well. Hairstylist Jess Green has spent the last decade raising her younger half-sister Tegan and keeping a shocking secret. Ever since their reckless mother ran off with a boyfriend she'd known only for a few months, Jess has been aware that he's the same accomplished con man who was the subject of a widely popular podcast. Now 31, Jess didn't bargain on Tegan eventually piecing together the connection for herself. But Tegan plans to do exactly what Jess has always feared, leave their safe, stable home to search for their mother. And she'll be accompanied by the prying podcast host and her watchful, handsome producer, Adam Hawkins. Unwilling to let the sister she spent so much of her life protecting to go it alone, Jess reluctantly joins them. Together, the four make their way across the country, unraveling the mystery of where the couple disappeared to and why. But soon Jess is discovering other things too, like a renewed sense of vulnerability and curiosity, and a willingness to expand beyond the walls she's so carefully built. And in Adam, she finds an unexpected connection she didn't even know was missing, if she can only let go and let him in. Okay, this sounds so good. This doesn't sound like a straight up romance to me, which I do think that Kate Claiborne definitely, like her books are not all the way romance. You know, they kind of have a little women's fiction sprinkled in there and stuff. So just, you know, but this one definitely doesn't scream just romance to me. So it has a little mystery, has a little suspense. We've got podcast elements. We've got a romance going. We've got some forced proximity. This sounds so good. I've never read anything like this by Kate Claiborne. Like I said, I'm very excited to read it. I think I'm going to love this one. These are the new releases that I'm predicting 5 stars. I'm going to move into the other books that are not new releases. These are actually mainly books that I didn't get to last year. But like I said, in the future 5-star predictions, I definitely want to include more backlist books. Ive Ever Wanted by A.E. Valdez. So this is a little bit of an older book. Did this come out in 2022? Or maybe 2021? I'm sorry, I wrote this down wrong. All I've Ever Wanted, All I've Ever Needed. So this came out in 2021, so this is a backlist book. I'm happy about that, a little older. So I think this is like a 2-book, like this has 2 books. And I think that you get an AGA in the first book, then I think you get like just another part of their story, maybe along the lines of an extended epilogue, because the second book is the beginning of Forever, but it's Sunshine and Ace. Actually a new to me author. I've been wanting to read this author for a long time, but this book finally came out on audio, so I definitely will be reading this one soon. I'm very excited about it. This one has excellent reviews, like 4 or 5 stars. A trip to Bali, a move to Seattle, and an alleged burned cup of coffee led her to a friendship she didn't know she needed, and a love so deep she can feel it in her bones. Yes, this sounds like it's going to be really good. Next book is Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. So this is a hockey romance. This is actually the author's debut book. She's already been picked up by a publisher. Very exciting. I believe the book is still on Kindle Limited. I just decided to keep it on KU before they take it away. But I have started this book, and then I was like, you know what? I can't really give this all my time and attention, so I'm going to come back to it. I've heard that people who like Binding 13 and the Boys of Tallman series could really like Unsteady, so I'm so excited to read it. So this follows our hero, who is a hockey player, and he actually injured himself pretty badly, and from that injury it really affected him, and he struggles with his mental health. He has panic attacks, and he's really having just like a hard time getting back on the rink and just kind of like getting back to his life. He's really, you know, just having a hard time, and it really triggers his anxiety, which triggers panic attacks. And we have our heroine. She is living in a pretty tough, she's in a pretty tough situation. Her mom left her and her siblings, and it's just her dad. And her dad, I believe he's either a drunk or like he's an addict of some kind, and she basically takes care of her siblings. And so I don't know how these two really connect. I know that she's a figure skater, and she runs into him, and he's actually having a panic attack, and she's helping him through his panic attack. It's like it's going to be angsty, really emotional, because both of them have a lot of things going on and a lot of things that they have to overcome. And I'm really excited to read this one. I think this is going to be really good, potentially a new favorite. So I'm predicting that this is going to be a 5-star read. I have Caution to the Wind by Gianna Darling. This is the most recent book in the Fallen Men series, and it has been a long time since we've had a book from Gianna Darling. We've been waiting, most of us. Okay, I've been waiting very patiently, and I'm so excited to read this one. This was so hyped when it came out. This has amazing reviews. I don't think this is going to be anything less than 5 stars. What we have is Slaying the Vampire Conqueror by Chris Broadman. So I'm so excited to read this book. I have enjoyed every single Chris Broadman book that I've read, but specifically her Crowns of Nyaxia series has really worked for me, and it's just such a fantastic series. I haven't finished the duet, but I did start my year with reading Six Scorched Roses. This book actually takes place kind of in the Crowns of Nyaxia world. It connects to that series. So from my understanding, I think this is a I was sent to kill you, but I'm falling in love with you book. Enemies to Lovers, Forks Proximity vibes. I'm really excited. Like I said, I think our heroine is sent to kill our hero, and then they fall in love. So I'm just excited. And this one is coming out on audio soon, like very, very soon. Let me see if I can give a date for anyone who was wondering, because I put this on my list, and then I saw that it was going to come out on audio soon. It's coming out on audio February 13th, so I will be listening to it very, very soon. I have One Dark Window by Rachel Gillick. So I bought this series. I have been wanting to read this one, honestly, since like October. Like literally October. I have seen this everywhere on Bookstagram. I haven't really seen it here too much on BookTube. I just know a couple booktubers who read it and they really did enjoy it. This is like a gothic kind of fantasy. It's kind of like darker elements. I don't think I've ever read a gothic fantasy. I don't think so. I was really, like I said, hoping to read this one in October because like the vibes, or November, but I just didn't get to. But I am in a fantasy mood, and people are loving this series, so I've got to get to it. I love the covers. They're just so pretty, eerie, creepy a little bit. I like it. So I really want to get to this one very, very soon. This is called the Shepherd King series. I didn't even know what it was called, and I believe it's just a duet. And I don't know if there's going to be other books in this world. I have no idea, but I want to read this one. If you've read it, let me know. But I'm predicting this is going to be 5 stars. I just have a good feeling about this one. Okay, so last but not least, we have The Lovely Return by Carrie Cole. I am so excited to read this book. I have heard so many amazing things. It's very emotional, angsty, just everything that you love in a Carrie Cole book. So this book is following our hero and his wife. The love of his life dies and tragically passes away, and he is just absolutely heartbroken about this. And years go on, years later, this young girl lives in his neighborhood with her family, and this young girl actually has like the same birthday. The date of her birthday is the day that his wife died, and there's just a lot of interesting connections there. And so that's all I know about it, and that's all I'm gonna say. But this just sounds very unique, and I'm definitely in the mood for like a unique love story, unique romance, so an emotional, heartbreaking. I'm in the mood for all of it, so this sounds really good. I hope I can get to this one very soon. So I know that Caitlin from The Love Librarian really loved this book, and it's one of her favorites that she read last year. So definitely going to be prioritizing this one, but I think that this is going to be a 5-star winner for me. That is it for these 5-star predictions. I'll definitely have to do some kind of videos where I'm reading them, but I will be back here at the end of March to go over them and find out what books were 5 stars, were all of these 5 stars. Who knows? I'm really excited to find out. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Let me know below if you've read any of these, and if you have any like books that you're predicting that are going to be 5 stars for you that you're looking forward to in any releases, etc. Let me know. I want to know. Maybe I'll add some of them to my TBR. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Like a star emoji. Yeah. Give me a star emoji. Okay, I'll see you all next time.